Move your body, feel the flow, do the moves, let it show, feel the rhythm, take control, grow the beat,
Move your body.
Move your body, feel the flow, do the moves.
Move your body.
Hey guys, stick around. We're going to be getting started here in just a few minutes. I have fixed the issue with the game capture, so hopefully it should look normal than what we experienced earlier. So yeah, sorry about that, what happened earlier, but we're going to do that one route we were trying to do in that stream earlier today, and we are going to complete it this time. I don't care how long it takes, I'm going to complete it. But yeah, stick around everybody. Going to get started here in just a few minutes. Alrighty, everybody, let's go ahead and get started here today. So what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Train Sim World 5. Hopefully you guys are having a great day so far. Apologies for the issues on the stream earlier today. I have resolved those issues, and in theory, we should be good to go for the rest of the stream here today. Now, if you guys are curious about the issue here, let me show you exactly what I'm talking about here. So, I showed this earlier as well, but in the game capture settings, there are various settings for different things like the mode, the window priority. But down here at the color space, the RGB 10A2 color space, I don't know how this happened, but for some reason this was set to Rec 2100, which is HDR. I've come to find out. So if I do this, you see how much brighter the game actually gets. But on my monitor, oh, you guys can clearly see the difference right here. So on my monitor, on the monitor capture, you guys can see this is what the game looks like for me when I'm in the main menu. But if I turn off that, you see how it got brighter? Yeah, you see how it's getting brighter for you guys on that setting? So it looks nicer, but my monitor does not support HDR10, which is effectively what Rec 2100 is. So to keep the stream quality as best as it is, and to keep it in line with what I'm doing, I am going to be rolling with regular SDR. So yeah, with that said, let's go ahead and kill the music, and let's jump right back into our thing, and we will finally complete this this one area right here. But yeah, I was confused as to why the game wasn't working, why the game was looking differently to what I expected it to look like. And it turns out it was because of the oh crap. It was because I had the game capture set to the wrong setting. So I'm glad I fixed that up, and finally we can get back to doing what we were doing today, this evening here, and to just enjoy Train Sim. So yeah, here. So since we have a little bit of time here, so if you guys are curious what HDR looks like while you're in game, you actually saw it earlier, but I'm gonna quickly do it here. It looks more like real life right there. There's more colors, but unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to roll with HDR. If I had an HDR compatible display, then yes, I would roll HDR on the game capture as well. But I do not have that. So, unfortunately, I can't roll with HDR for you guys here today as much as I really want to. Until I get an HDR monitor, there's not really much I can do here. But the good news here is that we are good to go for the stream here, and I don't have to worry about wondering why the game doesn't look as good as it should, because it looks exactly the same. But now that I know what HDR is and how good HDR can look, I'm definitely going to look into getting an HDR display here at some point. But overall, I'm excited to finally get this specific route done on Train Sim World 5 today for you guys. The game looks great even without SDR, even with just the standard definition, but high definition HDR would take this game and my other games to the next level. In fact, I don't think I would need to run a ray shade preset on 5M if I had an HDR compatible monitor, because HDR HDR in games really makes a difference, surprisingly. Now, the other thing with HDR is not every game is going to support HDR. There are going to be some outliers of games that do not support high dynamic range, but honestly, it's fine either way. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to potentially trying out an HDR monitor here later on this year, but we will see. We will certainly see. We will definitely see how things go and go from there effectively. But yeah, we are here on Train Sim World 5. We're finally going to complete this one area right here. And I might also need to adjust my monitor settings ever so slightly anyways. But since I have everything set up the way they should be, at least for now, I'm just going to leave it as is because I don't need it. I don't really feel the need to adjust my monitor settings. But man, having to deal with that, having to deal with the game being all looking weird and not in line with what I would expect from, what I would normally expect from my monitors, that was interesting. But it's fine. I'm fine with it. It'll just work. But yeah, we are good. We are good for these streams here. I don't know how HDR got enabled on the game capture. Because last time I streamed on OBS Studio, I do not remember making a change to the settings. I don't remember changing anything about the game capture. The only thing I changed with the game capture, if I remember correctly, is I changed the game that was being captured from whatever it was to, I think, Train Sim World. But all I remember from changing everything, the only thing I remember changing on this game, on the game capture, was the game that was being captured. I don't remember changing anything else. I believe that was also something else that my thing was. Well, I don't know. But yeah, HDR, everybody. You guys got a little preview of what HDR would look like on the game itself. We are cruising. I need to think about starting to slow down here pretty soon, though, because of the fact that that our train station here is coming up pretty quick. But we are just cruising right now. We're holding 79 miles an hour just fine. I'm gonna throttle back a bit. Hey, what up, Wirt? How are you doing there, bud? I'm gonna start braking at like 6,000 feet. Or maybe 7,500 is when I should start with initial reduction. Yeah, I'm gonna start braking at 7,500. Which is effectively right now. I want to get sorted, and I want to say under speed limit. Gotta get on time, so we gotta go over. We still have 2 minutes to make it. We still have 2 minutes to make it. We'll easily make it. We have plenty of time to make it. But yeah, we will definitely be able to make it. I'm going to start braking a little bit more. Things a lot less strict than Stafford County Railway. Yeah. Here you don't get penalized if you're a little bit early or a little bit late Because this game is fine as long as you're not getting penalized for being a couple seconds late. I mean, I think it will penalize you if you're way late, but if you're like me and you pay close attention to the game, then you don't have to worry about being late. But one thing I do need to pay attention to is the speed, and we're coming in quite a bit. We're coming in quite hot. Alright, let's go minimum application. Actually, I want to get below 10 miles an hour, so let me just break a bit more. But yeah, we're going to be on time here. We're on time. We're going to be on time, 100%. Alright. Perfect. We are on time. We were actually a couple seconds early there. But check out the thing. We're using a cab car. You can see the locomotive in the back there, which is really cool. I do like the locomotive. But the cab car, man, this cab car is really nice. You don't hear the engine as much, which is makes things a little bit quieter, which is good. But even then, even without HDR, the game still looks good. So that's why I thought something was broken on my monitor earlier when I was doing that other stream. All right, I'm gonna start locking the doors. All right. Let's roll on out of here. Let people know that we're departing. But the good news here is we should be fine. We should just barely make it past that thing. Because on this route, there is a oncoming intermodal train. But by the time we get up to speed and by the time we get down there, we should be fine. We shouldn't have to worry about that intermodal. Now I do need to get the lights. Headlights, bright and auxiliary. Although they're already on. But yeah. We should be able to just barely avoid this oncoming train. And it should be popping into our view any minute now. But just in case, I'm going to take the throttle off. Yep, there we go. I see the train right there. So we might have to... I'm going to start braking. Just to be safe. Because... this section of track we don't really need to worry about being on time because we're going to be about 10 minutes early regardless. Oh crap. On this section of track I should say, we are going to be very quick to... We're going to be pretty quick to getting over there. Which is good, because I don't really see an issue with the train itself. But we do... We do have to pay attention to our speed limit, which is going to drop to 55 here in just a couple minutes, or in a couple 100 feet. I'm going to drop down to the 4th gear. Or 4th notch, I should say. Well, let's go 6th notch. And then we'll drop down to like 4 or 5. There we go. Alright, I'm gonna drop down the 4th now. We're briefly gonna jump up to 79, so I'm gonna stay at that slow rate of speed, the slower rate that we're going right now. Because we are gonna have to drop down to 49 miles an hour here pretty quick. There we go. Alright, let me just cruise right here. Ever so briefly going over the speed limit, that's fine. But yeah, we're gonna have to drop down to 49 miles an hour here pretty soon. So I'm not gonna bother really speeding up. So yeah, I wanted to get started with this mission as quickly as possible to make up for all the delays we had in getting to this point. Just because of the fact that I was trying to figure out what was going on with the I was trying to figure out what was going on with the setup, essentially. Like the train itself. Because the game itself was running fine. I didn't know what was going on with that HDR. But after seeing that HDR, I definitely want to look into an HDR monitor at some point. Just the center screen. The side screens I'm fine with, but the center screen, I now want to get an HDR compatible center screen. But yeah, we're dropping down to 49 miles an hour. Like I said, we're not in any sort of worrisome section of time because of the fact that we're making good time anyway. Yeah, we're making good time to get over to this area anyway. We'll probably be there within the next 3 minutes or so. But I just want to get done with this one. This mission we've had to do multiple times because of I've tried doing it off camera and I ended up getting bored of it pretty quick. And then I've done it on stream as well. Same kind of situation happened. We ended up doing something else. But yeah, it's just, I would rather just chill here and, you know, relax. Whoa. Wiggly train there. But yeah, the HDR looked really good when I saw it, but I want to have the full experience and I want to get an HDR display capable of outputting HDR video, the HDR10. Because that just makes games look so much better. Whoa, major lag. Why are we lagging so hard there? I did update my video card drivers earlier because I was well behind on driver updates. It's possible that could be what's going on here. I don't know. We will certainly see how things go here. We are going to have to think about slowing down here, though. Also, I've been watching more of Rick and Morty. I watched, like, I think 3 episodes of it last night while laying in bed. Great show. The 8th season of the show just premiered Sunday night on Adult Swim. So I definitely want to... I definitely want to check that show out a little more, and I want to get up to, like, the 8th season so I can get caught up. As long as... Rick and Morty, it's a half-hour animated comedy, so as long as I'm watching a couple episodes a night, within a couple weeks I should be up to speed with everything. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna start braking. I'm gonna start braking just so that way I can be certain I'm gonna be slowed down enough. I'll go 20% braking. So that way I know I'm gonna be able to make it there. Yeah, we'll be sitting here about 9 minutes or so. And that would be a good opportunity for me to go get maybe get like a banana or something. To have a banana. But yeah, we're definitely going to be on time here. I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about not being on time. Because we're definitely going to be on time here. This area of track is easily where we're going to save time here. And while we're at it, I want to look at our schedule here. Yeah, we have this track. We wait there until 14:40. And then we have 34 minutes to get over to King in track 1. 5 minutes to get to Princessa track 1. 6 minutes to get to Santa Clarita. And 7 minutes. So after this section, it should be pretty quick. After this section, it should get more interesting here as well. But I want to brake hard so that way I make it there. Yeah, let me just start braking again. And then I'm going to put full service brakes on. Nice. All right, let's unlock our right doors. And we will load passengers while we're waiting here. It's actually a pretty nice day. I would have thought for sure it would have been like rainy or stormy. Because I know in one of these scenarios where we're driving this cab car, I think it's dynamic weather. So it's like it randomizes the weather each time you load up the scenario. So sometimes it might be stormy, sometimes it might not. But I don't know. I kind of want to fix that FMG TV watermark a little bit though. 54, maybe 75 pixels. 71. What about 70? 69? There we go. That looks better. But yeah. While we're waiting, I will leave you with this great view of the train right here while we're waiting, because we do have to wait about 8 more minutes. So I will leave you with this for just a moment. And I'm going to go get a banana. And I'll probably have that banana while we're waiting at this stop. I'm not even going to pause the game too, because I have enough time. Since this is real time, I have enough time for me to go down there and grab it. But yeah, stick around everybody. I will be back with you guys in just a moment. And we are back. I have my banana because banana and even more banana. Can't go wrong with a banana. Look at the view of that train. I like the way this train looks. We have 4 cars. That should be plenty for all the passengers. In fact, I'm going to dial back our service brakes. I'm going to put it at 50. Come on. There we go, 50%. Because having it on full suppression or full service, that just really isn't doing too much. It was making the train bounce, actually, if you saw. But yeah, happy Tuesday, everybody. Hopefully you guys had a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. That NASCAR race on Sunday, man, Prime Video, they did such a good job with that broadcast. We were talking about that earlier on the other stream, but man, Prime Video, they did a fantastic job with that broadcast of the Cup race on Sunday. It makes me wish Prime Video had more races because it was a combination of a couple things. One, the graphics were great. The video quality was also great. And not only that, like the camera work that they were doing was actually really good. It was great. Overall, it was a great broadcast. I'm looking forward to seeing what Prime does for the remainder of their races as well. But yeah, I wasn't sold on streaming, but hey, Prime proved me wrong. Prime did what they had to do. They provided a fantastic broadcast, and I'm not the only one who thinks that. There are a lot of people in the NASCAR community that think the same as me. They say that the Prime coverage was way better than Fox and NBC for that matter. Now it remains to be seen if that kind of energy continues through the last 4 races of the Prime segment and into TNT's segment as well. But yeah, we just gotta wait a couple more minutes here, about 4.5 more minutes, and then we can finally continue with this area. We can finally continue on with this route, and then when we finally finish off this route, we'll probably go do some like heavy hauls, or maybe some Canadian hauls, or maybe some other passenger hauls as well. Because I don't know, there's a lot of things that you can do in this game, and the fact that I have 36 hours in this game's basically paying for itself. I managed to get an hour of playtime per dollar out of the game. And keep in mind, I got this game on sale as well. And I got the top tier edition because it was only $30. And man, have I been enjoying it. It's such a great game, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. Excuse me. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how things go with the game over these next couple weeks here, because I am really interested in it. It's a nice, fun, chill-out game as well. I'm gonna be getting on Riverside as well to do some Riverside SADOT stuff, and I might bring you guys along for that as well. But right now, I'm more focused on the non-5M content. It's another one of those stints where I just don't feel like the 5M content is worth it to produce. and instead I'm gonna stick to and instead I'm gonna stick to some other games, because I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm having a lot of fun playing other games other than 5M, and I'm fine with being DOT for a while, because DOT is quite fun, and I feel like that should probably be the best place for me to be right now, Riverside. And I don't want to leave Riverside anytime soon, because of the way they take violence against towing services very seriously with that. They even have a whole rule. In fact, they have a rule about player initiation, that if you want to initiate a violent scenario with somebody, that you need to first have 2 minutes of regular interaction before pulling out any weapons or turning it violent, which is, in my opinion, that is a great call. That is a great call right there. That rule right there is great. And then on top of that, SADT is immune from violent roleplays, so I'm happy about that too. I don't even want to go back to San Andreas Department of Roleplay anyways. And the fact that there's a lot more vehicles for just normal civilians to use without paying, that's a lot better. That's way better. All right, let's start locking the doors. And let's get on the way. Perfect. Let's release. Put our power into notch 6. And let's roll on out of here. Get to our next stop in 19 miles. But yeah, overall, I'm very happy with this game. I'm very happy with where I am on 5M. And it gives me plenty of time to do my upbeat radio shows. I have plenty of time to do these other streams as well. I have plenty of time to do everything. Oh. And speak of the rain, there it is. There is the rain right there. Have you ever seen the rain? I have. It's right here. But yeah, just as I suspected, the rain is coming. I'm gonna try and stick to 54 miles an hour the best I can. Oh, is it actually a thunderstorm that we're in? Oh, it is. It wouldn't be lying. How are you doing? Doing great. I'm doing pretty good as well. Just playing some Train Sim. You missed it. I was streaming Train Sim earlier, and for some reason the game looked a lot better than the stream. Looked a lot better than my game itself, what I was seeing. Turns out the game capture somehow got switched. The game capture's color settings somehow got switched over to HDR. So it looked that much better than... It looked way better than what I was seeing on my main screen. And I was sitting there thinking, why is it looking so good? In fact, I'll give you a little demo of what I'm talking about. So, basically, where's the game capture? So basically, what was happening was my game was looking like this. You see how like the colors and stuff look a lot better? You notice how like the colors specifically on like the gauges and stuff, the color looks a lot better on like in the game in general. You see how much of a difference that makes? That's what HDR looks like. And I was wondering why that was happening. It turns out my monitor is sRGB. So this is sRGB, and then this is the Rec 2100 color space. Like, man, that makes so much of a difference. In order to get that, you need to have a high dynamic range HDR10 compatible monitor. So I've started looking into some of those because I want to have HDR compatibility on my monitor. I want to have that HDR effect on my monitors. But it looks so good. In the daytime, it looks even better. But I want to have that high dynamic range on that too. Have you ever heard of a Cloverfield? It was released back in 2008, J.J. Abrams. I don't think so. I don't think I've definitely not seen it, but I might have heard of it. I can't remember though. I've been watching Rick and Morty recently, actually. Also, for those of you guys who aren't aware, yes, I did leave SatRP. It was just things were getting a little bit too wild. Or not too wild, I would say. I was just getting annoyed with the constant reports I was getting put on me. And I just wanted to... It just didn't make sense for me to stick around there and just potentially continuously get mass reported. Or not mass reported, but just because I was reported. I just don't want to deal with that. So... But yeah, I'm in a way better community now as well. Found footage movie, it's like if Godzilla was in New York City, instead we've seen it from Zilla's POV. We see it from civilian POV. Yeah, interesting. Rip SatRP. I may go back there in the future, but I'm not interested in it right now. If I'm going to be on a 5M community, I'd rather be on the 5M community and just worry about towing. Not have to worry about doing police and potentially getting reported with a vague report. Yeah, that's what happened last time. The last report I had on me before I just decided nope and just left was a vague report about me supposedly not searching someone. And they wanted me to basically explain 2 to 3 scenarios where an uncuffed suspect is a bad idea, and why we always search individuals before we put them in our vehicles. It was like, no, I'm not sitting there and doing that. It's just I'm just not doing that. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. Come on. Come on, train. Get yourself back down to 47 miles an hour. So I just left, and I've been happy ever since I left here as well. I really hadn't been too motivated to be getting on and doing like daily patrols. And I wasn't good. And with the reports that I was getting anyways, I wasn't going to get promoted anytime soon. So it was easier for me to just leave and... That and paperwork. They want 1,000 more report on simple traffic stop. Yeah, it's just... I mean, I did a couple small citations. I did citations, and I didn't have to have a million different words. But either way, I'm taking a little bit of a break from policing, so it's fine. I don't mind. I don't mind not being a part of police on a 5M community. I'm very happy with having this free time, this extra free time to play other games that I don't normally get to play because of doing the policing stuff. And on this new server, Riverside Roleplay, the towing is actually a lot better. That's why I've always stated, that's why I've been talking about that a lot and saying really positive things about that. Don't get me wrong, SatRP is a great community, but it was time for me to take my leave there and go to a place where I can just chill and not have to worry about violence as tow, and so that way I can have a better experience too and have a more relaxed and chill environment to be in, basically. So yeah, I wasn't initially going to bring it up after I had left, but it's been a while. Whatever dust that was there when whatever dust that got kicked up when I left is fine. I don't care. And even if I did go back, I would go back just for tow. I wouldn't go back for anything else. I would go back just to do tow, just to vibe as tow, but nothing else. Nothing else. I would not go back to SatRP for police, because I definitely do not want to go back to SatRP as police. I'm gonna let the train speed up a little bit. And then once we start getting a little bit closer to our drop-off point. Oh, I think we did get really close to completing this. Also, something I think a few of these servers do, they forget that they do is in a video game and not real life. Yeah, exactly. Some servers take the whole roleplay realism aspect too seriously and expect you to be like fully realistic, fully adhere to realistic laws and stuff. It's like, that just ruins the fun. That's just my opinion there, but in my opinion, that just ruins the fun of the game if you're having to be fully realistic. Like, again, if you want to have a full realistic server, that's up to you. But there are plenty of people like us who would prefer to have a more relaxed environment to play in, rather than have to worry about doing everything by the books and have to do like full paperwork and all that. And it's fine. The first time I left SatRP was in, the first time I left SatRP, I had gotten reported for failing to stop to a panic button. And that was just after, when I left, I had arrested somebody for, I think it was like evading or something, or failure to yield or something like that. And they claimed they didn't see me. I guess they were getting ready to take that to court, because when I rejoined, I went back to around that same time to look and see, and I saw they dismissed that case because I had resigned from the state. I had left the state. Which is fine. It's not like I was going to come back there anytime soon anyways. I didn't come back until New Year's, after New Year's basically. But either way, I'm more than happy with what I'm doing right now. Holy lag spike, why is the game lagging so hard all of a sudden? fact, just coasting I can hold speed well. I thought it was my PC lagging. No, it was the game lagging because I had it too. Whoa, major freeze right there. Alright, we'll go up to 45 briefly, but then we're gonna have to slow back down to 35. But this game is pretty fun. Don't get me wrong. I really do enjoy this game. It does that when I'm watching streams at 1080p. Yeah, you really need to get like a dedicated GPU. Everything on your PC will run well if you have a dedicated GPU. It'll take all the load off of your CPU's integrated graphics. I might be getting one this year. Yeah, it'll make a world of difference if you do. Trust me, before I've been building these computers. Oh crap, we're speeding. I did not realize we were gonna have to slow down. RX 580. Still seeing where I can get one though. Yeah, I had the RX 480 and it ran 5M okay. It could have been better, but at the time, the reason why it ran so terribly was because it was being held back by the CPU I paired it with. But as long as you have a good CPU, as long as you have a good processor to pair with that GPU, you shouldn't have any issues with the GPU. Oh, I gotta slow down even more. I gotta get down to 29 miles an hour. But yeah, still, as long as you're able to... As long as you have a good CPU, you shouldn't have any problems when you get this. In an RX 580, as long as you're running games at 1080p, you could get away with running it at 580. Up to getting one that's 8 gig VRAM. It's always on a low price for GPU, and it's great. Yeah, I had a 480, and it ran pretty good too, but like I said, it was being held back a lot by my holy lag. It was being held back a lot by the CPU it was paired with. Alright. I'm gonna turn off that because I can see the railroad tracks just fine and the rain's not pouring cats and dogs. But yeah, at least 8 gigs of VRAM will be good for 1080p. That's how much VRAM my GPU has, and it runs all these games pretty good. It struggles with some games, like sometimes it struggles with well, SnowRunner I can't run on max settings, but that's fine because SnowRunner by itself SnowRunner by itself looks great no matter what graphics settings you put it on. Even Train Sim World 5 and the previous entries in the franchise, you don't have to worry about having max graphics on those either because that looks really good. This game looks really good as well. Hopefully Natural Vision evolved. Not enhanced. Yeah, NVE is a pretty difficult to run graphics pack, but you should be able to do it. Like I said, it all depends on what CPU you're pairing with the GPU. Because you could have a good GPU, but pair it with a terrible CPU, like in my case. I was running the RX 480 with an Intel i7 7700 non-K, and I couldn't run NVE at a solid frame rate like I do now. Now, since I did switch servers, I actually do want to see about I do want to see about that B&B visuals. I want to try that B&B visuals out and see if and see how well that runs, and if I still get that issue that I had on Saturpy with the brightness just auto changing. That must have just been something of Saturpy because okay, all right. Let me put this back to 100% because the rain's picking up a bit. But yeah, it's just I want to see if the B&B visuals work. I have an AMD Ryzen 3. I mean, still, that's a relatively recent processor, so it should pair well with your 580. But like I said, when figuring out a GPU to pair with it, CPU is important because the CPU that you have may make your games run better with the new GPU, or it could potentially make your games run worse because you'll have a bottleneck. Holy crap, my train is shaking. Both are released at almost the same time. Oh yeah, so they should pair pretty good then. I mean, you're not going to be running any AAA games with them, but yeah, you're not running any you won't be running any AAA games at their max settings with that GPU and CPU combo, but still. All right. But you shouldn't have too many issues running FiveM and GTA well on that setup. I mean, hey, when I built this PC out of new parts I got from Amazon and some parts I used to upgrade my Dell pre-built, I made sure that I got a way newer CPU, so that way when I do get a new GPU, I could use both of those. And getting a new GPU, it will pair well with the CPU. So I feel like that will be really good as well. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to getting a new GPU whenever I do get one, because I'm about due for one anyway. Because if I do want to get a new GPU, I'm gonna want to get maybe like a 1440p ultra wide, maybe. I'm still considering the ultra wide. Maybe if I could find one that has ultra wide and HDR, I could really get a good GPU there. If PMG runs well, then I'll finally achieve inner peace for myself. Oh yeah, a new GPU 100% will help your game run. Will help BeamNG run a lot better. I can run BeamNG on high settings without any issue. It's just when I go to ultra is when I start having problems. I'm gonna give it a little bit of power. Just one stage of power. And we're going down the grade here, so that's going to be a lot more interesting. There we go. Most games already run at medium, so I will be fine. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, getting a GPU, having a dedicated GPU will give you way better performance on the games running at the same settings. I can assure you that right now, man. I can assure you that right now, Eli. Your games are going to run a lot better. Even if you don't up the settings, having that dedicated GPU is going to make a world of difference when it comes to everything as well. Also, guys, I changed up my audio settings a little bit as well. I managed to... I'm going to start braking a little bit harder because I need to get down to 34 miles an hour. But yeah, I managed to adjust some audio settings. My audio levels a little bit in Windows itself. So that way now people can hear me better on Discord. And so that way I'm not... So that way I'm a bit louder when it comes to doing it, because I found out that was part of my issue with some streams my mic audio being too low is because I had it set too low in Windows. But I have resolved that issue, so hopefully I don't have to worry about that anymore. Ooh. Alright. We're still going downhill. Looks like we'll be roughly on time for getting down to this next stop. And then we have a couple more stops afterwards, which will be good. But yeah, we're getting further than we've ever gotten in this on this timetable. Yeah, that cab spotlight does basically nothing. Minimum application, yeah, no, minimum application doesn't do anything here. We gotta get even... We got more intense brakes. If you guys are just tuning in, welcome. Thanks so much for checking out the live stream here. This is effectively a part 2 to the live stream I did earlier this afternoon, which was cut short because of an issue I was not able to resolve, and I finally figured out how to resolve it at the end of said stream. So I decided to come back and give you guys another stream to make up for that. I don't normally do evening streams, but hey. You gotta do what you gotta do, right? Alright. Alright, so good news here. In a moment, we're going to be able to get up to 39 miles an hour. There we go. So we'll let the train coast a little bit and get up to 39 miles an hour. And then we'll be able to get up to 55 miles an hour here pretty soon. But yeah, this has been quite the little segment here. Quite a long segment here with a little bit of rainy conditions as well. Alright, we gotta... I'm gonna speed us up just a tad bit. But yeah, we'll probably be getting there on time. My best guess is we'll be getting there on time or just ever so slightly behind schedule. Here we go. So now we finally made it down the descent there, so we should just be able to hold 39 miles an hour just fine. That is unless the that is unless the grade decides to make a grand return. But look at the rain though. This is some intense rain that we have to deal with. But yeah, we'll be able to speed up to 55 miles an hour here in just a moment. Probably in about the next 30 seconds we'll be able to speed up a little bit. Oh crap, our descent is... Oh, here we go, 55. Alright, let's give ourselves a little bit more throttle. Because we'll be able to speed up a little bit more. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna do this. And then get some braking going. Yeah, we'll be able to make it there on time. I'm not worried about being there late. We're cruising now. We're finally getting to a spot where we can start cruising at a higher speed. Alright. Yeah, we are cruising now. Yeah, we're gonna be able to make it. We're gonna be able to make it on time. If not ever so slightly delayed. But I'm hoping for on time. We still have about 3 minutes to cover 10,000 feet roughly? But we'll be able to make it. We'll be able to make it there on time. I believe in this train. I believe in this train being able to make it there on time. Holy, you hear that thunder? Oh, I saw a little bit of a lightning strike there. Hopefully we get some thunderstorms where I live as well. I'm the type of guy that likes watching the storms roll through. And I feel like having those storms just wake me up a little bit. I low-key wish we were getting a thunderstorm right now because my eyes are kind of getting heavy. Oh yeah, we're gonna easily make it on time. Yeah, I'm gonna let it speed up a little bit. I don't want to speed up too much because I'm gonna need to have time. Yeah, I'm gonna start braking now because I don't care for a little bit late. But I want to assure myself that I can get slowed down in time to get down to the station. Oh yeah, easy. We're easily gonna make it. Yeah, we're easily gonna come to a stop at this station. But I do want to slow down. Well, what is she doing in the railroad? Did you guys see that? There was a lady in the middle of the railroad. Oh, we're on time. We are 100% on time. Good to know. We are 100% on time right here. Alright. We go full service. And we'll just barely... There we go. Alright, so we gotta wait for a minute here. That gives me the opportunity to have my banana. Is that going to spawn 2 cars? It drops to 5 or 10. Yeah, a GPU will help out with that as well. It'll let you spawn more vehicles as well without dropping frames. What was our actual arrival time? Were we on time? Oh yeah, we were actually a couple minutes early. Or a couple seconds early, I should have said. Alright. I'm going to close my doors now. Alright, boom. Alright. Now let's go. Let's start moving here. Stop at Princessa Track 1. So yeah, I'm gonna give ourselves a little bit more. I'll go up to about 55 miles an hour. I really don't care for late. Alright. Off. Yeah, I don't want to go too fast, but at the same time, I feel like maybe I should speed up briefly. Alright. Alright, I don't need my windshield wipers on because the rain is letting up just a bit. Here we go. Actually, I don't want to go too fast as well either way. Because I do need to... be ready to come to a stop here at this Princessa track. It's not as far between stations as I thought it was going to be. Holy lag. Boom. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna start slowing down now. Yeah, I'm gonna start slowing down now. We should have no problems being early to this stop. Yeah, we're gonna be hella early to this stop. I can guarantee it. Well, actually, we might not be. We might not be early to this stop, actually. Well, there is a chance. There is a chance we might be early to the stop, but... if anything, we'll be close to... if not already on time. Alright, I'm gonna slam on the brakes again. Oh yeah, we're gonna be about, I would say, 30 seconds early. Yeah, I'm gonna say 30 seconds early, roughly. Yeah, we're gonna be early. Alright. Yeah, we are early. 100% early. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. And we get another opportunity for me to have a bite of this banana. Here. I'm gonna put that to about 52%. Or actually, wait. Let me put it at... There we go, 25%. That should be good enough. Alright. So, yeah. Okay, 2 more stops. And then we'll be done with this one. And then we can go do some other ones. Because I've really wanted to complete this one for a while. Because this one has taken me quite a few attempts to complete. But I wanted to complete it here tonight on stream for you guys here as well. Because we have not had a chance to complete it yet. Alright. Let's close our doors. Alright. So our speed limit is 60 miles an hour, or 55 miles an hour, but we can go up to 70. But I might go hold like 60, depending on how quickly we can get up to it. Because our next stop here is in 3.2 miles, and I do not want to be going too fast. I want to be able to stop on time. I think I remember we did technically complete this one, but unfortunately we had some issues with regards to apparently I wasn't on the brakes early enough because I failed it because we passed a signal at danger, and it was the one right at the tail end. So I didn't want to risk that happening again if it does. So at most, I think we'll hold at like... At most, I think we'll hold at like 60 or 65. I think maybe 60 will work best. We'll hold at 60. Yeah, here we go. If I hold it like 60 to 65, we should be good. But hey, at least we're going places. I'll call this highway speeds. Yeah, 63 is about highway speeds. But I want to complete this one. I really want to complete this. I absolutely want to complete this one. And we're so close to completing it that I'm not going to wrap up till we complete this. I wanted to come back and do this whole one for you guys here to give you guys a stream here. But once we're done here, I'm going to wrap up the stream here because I don't normally do evening streams like this. I did want to get on and finally... I did want to get on and get this one completed. In fact, actually... we should probably start slowing down even more because we need to be going at 30 miles an hour in about 5,000 feet. So just before the station anyway. So I would say we need to slow down now to make sure we can make it. I don't care if we're behind schedule. In fact, I'll hold 45 for just a tad bit. Yeah, here we go. I don't mind if we're a little bit behind schedule. Alright, let's start getting on the brakes a little bit more, cause a little more brakes. Because we need, I do not want to be speeding when we go past this section here. There we go. We're good now. But yeah, we are going to be a little bit behind schedule, which is fine. We got a lot of action points anyway. Oh, we'll actually be able to speed up just before the station, but we're going to stay going to 30. I don't mind if we're behind schedule, like I said. If anything, I would rather be behind schedule than being there really early. Alright, I'm going to start slowing down here. Because there's our station. Yeah, there's our station right there. We'll be about a minute behind schedule, is my guess. Alright. Alright. Let's go 70% braking. We'll release it. Oh, we'll be about 30 seconds behind schedule, actually. Alright. Alright. Right door's unlocked. Alright, one more stop and then we'll be good to go. One more stop and then we'll be wrapping up the stream here, it looks like. Because like I said, I just wanted to get on, finish off this one mission. Because this is one we've been working on for a while now and I've never had the opportunity to finish off here, so... Alright. Alright, let's lock our doors. I'll put minimal application brakes because we're on level ground. Alright. Alright, we'll go level 6. But yeah, 2.3 miles. Do we have to slow down a bunch? No, we do not. We're good. But yeah, I do want to be slowing down quite early on this last section, just due to the fact that I don't want to risk getting all the way here to the end and then failing because there's a signal right at the tail end. Alright, we'll hold at 39 miles an hour. Look at this thing. This train looks this train just looks so nice. I'm glad I brought this up here with you. But yeah, we are good. We're gonna be cruising here for the last little bit, and then I need to go get a fan downstairs anyway. Oh, we got a little bit of a downhill now as well. Alright, let me get my brakes on. There we go. I'm gonna keep the brakes on. Yeah, I'm gonna keep the brakes on and just basically coast as best as I can. Oh, the rain cleared, so we no longer need that. Nice. I'm gonna release these brakes. Oh no, never mind. I shouldn't have released the brakes. But yeah, here we go. We are almost done with this, and this will be the last little bits of the stream here. So thank you guys so much for tuning in this evening. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the stream here. We'll be back tomorrow, probably over on Twitch with a stream, or I might set up my dual streaming setup as well. I might also set up my dual streaming setup, and I'll give you guys a stream on both YouTube and Twitch. I'm not entirely sure yet, but we will see. We'll see how I'm feeling tomorrow. Afternoon streams work best for me. Morning or afternoon streams, just because of the fact that by the evenings, by this time, I am feeling a bit tired. But I'm not going to go too fast. I'll probably hold like 60 miles an hour. Actually, I need to put minimal brakes on. Because I would rather hold 50 miles an hour than risk overspeeding, actually. But yeah, we are good. We are almost done here today. But like I said, we'll probably do... I don't know if we'll do more Train Sim tomorrow. But I'm not sure yet. Alright. I'm going to lay off the throttle here a little bit. Because I don't want to risk... Like I said, I don't want to risk going too fast when approaching the station here. Yeah, I don't want to risk overspeeding and going too fast into the station. Because we're almost to the station anyways. We will be a little bit behind schedule by the end of this, but that's fine. That is definitely fine. I'll probably start braking around 4,000. Actually, let's start braking now. Yeah. I want to start braking now so that way I'm not too worried about things. Alright. I want to make sure I'm going to be there. Can I actually see the spot where I need to stop at yet? I can just barely see it. Okay. We got a 2% grade anyway, so that's going to help us slow down anyway. I believe it's going to level out here in just a moment. It feels... The FOV is making it seem like it's going to level out. But we're good. Alright, yeah, we are good. We are almost there. We're almost to the final spot here. Alright. Alright, I'm going to start braking again. Let me just brake. Let me just do some heavier braking. Just because I don't care that we're going to be about a minute or two behind schedule. This is a great little segment here. I really did enjoy it. But if you guys enjoyed this stream, be sure to leave a like down below. Hit that subscribe button. I'll probably do an episode of Riverside Tow tomorrow. But I do not know what my plans are for tomorrow yet. But probably an episode of Riverside Tow in the morning. We'll see. Alright, we are almost there. And boop. Now we gotta unload passengers and we are done for the stream this evening. I believe it's going to have us lock the doors as well. No, objective complete. Nice. Okay, so there were plenty of spots where we were speeding, and so we lost a bunch of action points. But that's fine. Yeah, but that's fine. On-time bonus, accuracy bonus. It took us about an hour and 22 minutes, but that's fine. But yeah, that'll do it for the stream. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream here. Shorter stream, but I wanted to finally get that one done. But we'll do some others probably Thursday or Friday. We'll see. But stick around, everybody. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll have more streams for you guys later on this week.